For this one, it is Cool Hand Luke and the rebel Ronny Huybrechts.
Yeah, and that's something that, what you said there, Dan, something that Luke Humphries was dwelling upon when I spoke to him before the start of play today. The fact that he has been scoring well, but the fact is that a lot of people he's been coming up against have been scoring well as well. And okay, the performances have been there, but the ability to string results together hasn't been there for Luke Humphries on the Pro Tour. But I don't think he'll be too concerned with the way things have panned out so far. You talked about the Premier League as well, and I look back to last year when he played in the Premier League as a contender, and he said at the time then he wanted to use that experience as a way of proving that he was no flash in the pan, and I think he's certainly done that over the last 12 months as well. A World Championship quarter-final place, a World Youth Champion as well, and you know, once again, I've got to say, it seems a long time ago now since Humphries claimed the best newcomer of the year award at the PDC Awards at the start of 2019. Brilliant debut circuit. Brilliant debut 2018 on the full circuit as well. He's been doing it year on year on the development tour. Twice
78.
A development tour champion. He was second on the development tour last year. And you've just got to admire the way he's gone about his business over the last 4 or 5 years of his career. It's been a really good progression by Luke Humphries. I really like the guy as well. Goes about his day-to-day life in a very nice way.
I would second all of that, but it is a bit of an anomaly with Luke Humphries. He's brilliant in the floor tournaments in Barnsley and Wigan when it's development tour, but when it comes to the senior stuff, he hasn't quite got his head around it. He says, give me time, I'm still learning, I've got to get to grips with the Pro Tour. When I'm actually on big stages, I play well. Look at my World Championship runs. I play brilliantly at Ali Pali. I know I've got the game to mix it with all of the big boys, but it's that round after round after round stuff against Pro Tour card holders that he hasn't quite got down, and it's why we haven't seen him play at things like the European Championship, because he hasn't got on the European Tour enough because he can't win through the qualifiers.
Yeah, well, he didn't qualify for many of these European Tour events last year. In fact, he played in only 3 of them.
62.
But the good thing was he was able to negotiate his way through the first round in each and every one of those ones that he played. And he was unlucky to an extent in a couple of those as well. He lost to James Wade 6-5 in the German Open. He lost to Webster 6-5 as well in the German Darts Championship.
Double turn for Ronny Huybrechts to hold his throw here.
80.
It's not there.
Humphries
will get another crack at breaking throw in this opener.
9 score.
Side.
Ronny
Huybrechts
Huybrechts 20.
was not used.
Shot the first leg.
Finds good return to
Second leg is Luke.
just about hold throw in the opening leg of the match. These two have met before, twice before, both on the European Tour stage as well. Both in Germany, and it was Humphries who came out on top in both of them. And in one of them, he averaged over 103 as well. It was a 6-3 win in Saarbrücken.
I can't imagine, with Luke Humphries not having played that many Euro Tour events and not gone deep in any of them, I can't imagine that he's beaten anybody more than twice on the Euro Tour.
He mentioned that as well earlier, the fact that he always seems to come up against Ronny. He played Kim Huybrechts fairly recently on the Pro Tour as well.
140.
The Pro Tour stuff so far this year is ridiculous for Luke Humphries. There are only 6 people who are averaging more than him.
Yeah, I was just going to ask about that. I knew he was in the top 10 in the averages on the Pro Tour this year. I didn't realise he was 7th, yeah.
Yeah, so Peter Wright is one of them. We know what he's been doing, won a title. Ian White's another one. He's been threatening, missed out narrowly on winning a title. Michael Van Gogh, the world #1's another, as Humphries fills that up with absolutely just a bit nonch, that is. It's how Mark Webster would put it. But yeah, the other players, Gary Anderson, title winner, Gerwyn Price, title winner, and Devon Peterson, semi-finalist and playing the best darts of his life right now. They're the only people averaging more than Luke Humphries. He's only played 11 games in 6 events because he keeps losing with 103 averages.
Yeah. I think he'd like to win with an 85 average.
97.
But then again, 85 averages by and large don't really get you too far these days.
Win is a win is a win. And right now, Luke Humphries has put himself in a good position to level this game up. In fact, a very good position, because Ronny Huybrechts is absolutely nowhere in this leg.
Yeah, I think Luke Humphries would like to tighten up on his finishing though, but he will return with Huybrechts on 209.
It's been 6 darts at doubles already in this contest. And Ronny just plodding along
96.
May give himself
Luke
a
requires
chance.
20.
Yeah, got
Yeah,
there
shot
in
the
the
second
end.
leg, Luke Humphries.
Just as well. I
The
think,
leg is Ronny to throw first.
Visit without a double there would have perhaps
Game
set
on.
the alarm bells ringing. Ronny hasn't played on the European Tour since losing to Luke Humphries, by the way. That was at the European Darts Match Play in June of 2018. So it's, what, a year and a half since he last was with us on the European Tour stage. It was a 6-5 defeat by Humphries that day.
140.
Never gone beyond the third round of a European Tour event.
But he did, of course, have a famous run at the
44.
European Championship itself, reaching the semi-finals, beating Phil Taylor along the way, although that was 7 years ago now.
Yeah, he lost his tour card at the end of last year as well, did Ronny. He's on the Challenge Tour this year. That's where you'll find him playing the bread and butter
100.
darts week in, week out. Well, not quite week in, week out, but
100.
He was in the mix at the Hildesheim Q School this year. Last 3 days, last 16, last 32, last 32 wasn't enough. But he wasn't out of the question that Ronny could have won his way back onto the tour.
58.
no, certainly not. I mean, he was one of the names in the frame when we were talking about potential Euro Tour card winners from the European Q School. Not many two-time World Cup semi-finalists took part in that. There's Vicky watching on fairly anxiously, it has to be said.
I'm not sure she ever watches on in any other state.
Well, she's either completely animated in the extreme, or very placid and very still, quiet,
137.
reserved, as we saw there. No halfway house.
59.
He's
Ronny
having a
requires
real
66.
leg off the score in here. And Ronny to hold his throw once more. 16 for tops.
Nicely done by Ronny. 66
Full
check
leg is
out
Luke to throw first.
to
Game on.
re-establish a 2-1 lead. Yeah, had a campaign in the host nation qualifiers last night. Ronny
97.
Huybrechts, he beat, well, I suppose the key victory was in the final itself against Brian Rahman. 6-4 the score in that one. He overcame Robbie Knops as well, 6-1.
Yes, of course, it's only played in the associate member qualifier, and of course it's the host nation. It's even Belgium.
85.
One of 6 Belgians we have. 2 highest ranked ones, Dimitri and Kim Huybrechts. Then the 3 in the host nation qualifier. We don't have a Scandinavian or Nordic and Baltic player, because this was a late addition to the calendar. They'd already held their qualifying events for the first Euro Tour, so we don't have a Nordic and Baltic player. But we did see Mike De Decker, who's probably playing as well as we've seen
96.
so far this year, throwing some really good averages.
Yeah.
He came through the actual main tour card holder qualifier. There is Kim Huybrechts.
Just wondering if he was here. I assumed he would have been
134.
supporting his brother. 54 years old these days, Ronny Huybrechts.
Gert de Vos on the right of Kim there, one of the other Belgians. You also get to see Jeffrey van Egdom. The Belgians
100.
you'll see in action today. But they're all on the way this evening. De Vos playing Danny Noppert, Mike De Decker, Ron Meulenkamp. Kim Huybrechts against Ryan Harrington, and Dimitri Vandenberg rounds off the night against Dirk Telnikers of the Netherlands.
140.
Now then,
Luke requires 128.
he's getting a bit edgy for Luke Humphries. Can he put another in there? He can't. And so Ronny should get at least a dart at the
88.
bullseye.
Ronny requires 86.
Yes, he should do. And this is for a break of throw as well. This is a key moment of the match, this. Double 16.
Yes, on the fourth line. Ronny
Decided
Huybrechts.
2-dart combination for Ronny
The
Huybrechts.
leg
And
is Ronny to
it's
throw first.
anxious faces in the Humphries camp all of a sudden,
Game on.
because Ronny has the break and he leads 3-1, and Humphries hasn't really started firing, and you could say he's running out of legs here, because Huybrechts is halfway there. The winner of this, by the way, to face Michael Smith, the latest 9-dart leg provider on the circuit last night on the Premier League
140.
in Dublin.
His first on TV as well. Baffling that it's taken this long for Michael Smith to hit one.
60.
Well, Luke Humphries, the first couple of legs, he was bossing this game. But he only came away from that at 1-all, and since then Ronny Huybrechts has gone 15-darter, 14-darter. And it's a resurgent rebel. Haven't seen him on the Euro Tour for a couple of years, as Rob was saying. When he was on the tour last year, he was doing pretty much nothing. He'd go weeks and weeks and weeks without picking up any ranking money. Good to see Huybrechts Senior playing some good darts.
Well, you often get that as well. He's played competitive match darts last night, albeit not quite arguably of an opponent of Luke Humphries, but nevertheless, you know, a win's a win. It's a good habit to develop, and
100.
There's often a lot to be said for the players who do play in the qualifiers on the previous night. They come in fairly fresh, relatively fresh, fairly early the next day.
None of the stats make good reading for Luke Humphries. The finishing woeful, the overall average not impressive. And this is after starting the game pretty strongly, but just stuck in a rut.
Well, Humphries averaging 81.
Ronny Huybrechts 80.
Which is just way below par compared to what he's been doing in the main so far this year. Huybrechts is averaging about 92. Huybrechts 60 away from a 4-1 lead.
Can he keep up this excellent finishing? It's another 15-dart leg.
And it's consistently consistent as well now for Ronny Huybrechts. And Luke Humphries just looks a little bit shaky here. He's dropped his darts on the floor. He's not found a trouble with his first two, but he has with the third.
They've been few and far between the trebles for Luke Humphries over the last 3 legs or so. That's why his average has plummeted. Not even had a dart to win any of the last 3 legs, as Ronny has just gone about his
100.
business.
59.
And they're proving elusive, aren't they? And the shake of the head tells its own story. And if Huybrechts can just click into gear here with a big visit, the pressure would be on once again. Didn't like that first dart at all. I think he'll switch. But he's just gone the wrong side of that treble 19 wire.
60.
And that's a bit of a let-off for Luke Humphries.
Yeah, that's more like it from Luke Humphries. The margin for error is rapidly diminishing for Luke Humphries, though, at 4-1 down. 140 just kicked him out of his torpor. He cannot afford to slip back into it, because otherwise this game just disappears.
94.
Yeah, those first 2 darts really blocked that treble 20 bed. He switched anyway to the 18s.
Doesn't like the lie, it would appear. Doesn't matter. Oh, where do you want to go? You're hitting everything you want, Ronny. Just pick something.
84 away.
125. Luke Huybrechts 108.
Leaves a manageable 76. It could have been better with that final dart, but there you go.
92.
Just having real trouble making
Ronny
those
Huybrechts
micro-adjustments.
76.
Even when the first dart, when it misses the treble and it doesn't look too bad as a guide, he's not able to use it, Luke Humphries. And that's uncharacteristic of the stuff he's been playing so far this year. That is an awful dart, but he's got away with it. That one makes it 5-1. Another break of flow, 4 legs on the spin, and Luke Humphries is in danger of getting a hiding. I don't think Ronny even realised he'd broken the throw there.
But he is throwing first, and I think if he does finish the job, I think this will safely go down as the biggest upset of the day so far. And who knows, it could well prove to be the biggest upset of the day all round. Because Luke Humphries, as we said, we listed his credentials at the outset of this match. He was the obvious favourite, given the way he's been playing and given everything he's achieved, and given the fact that Huybrechts has been away from the European Tour for so long. It could well be a surprisingly welcome return for Ronny to the European Tour stage, if he can just hold it together in potentially this leg or maybe the next 2.
Well, look, Luke has not been impressive. It's going to be one of probably his most disappointing display of the year so far. a not ideal preparation for the first day in the Premier League. But Ronny Huybrechts, after the first couple of legs, he's had 3 15-darters and a 14-darter. He's averaging about 102.
55.
Well, that's it. It's a massive week for Luke Humphries. He's got the Premier League on Thursday, then there's the UK Open next weekend as well. And if he goes into that doubleheader with a thumping here, it could really knock him sideways.
He just looks lost up there at the minute, Luke Humphries, and he doesn't look like he's able to turn it around. Much better. I mean, it looks effortless when he gets it right. He's an incredibly attractive player to watch because he just stands there and lets them go. Incredible score when he gets going. But Ronny Huybrechts could end this with the biggest of fanfares.
45.
And Luke Humphries knows this game is gone. He doesn't believe he's going to win this. Doesn't believe he's going to turn this around.
Huybrechts has 6 starts from here as well. The 170 will not go, but he's got so much breathing space, and this on the verge of something very surprising, I'd have to say, and I think it's going to be a very welcome win for Ronny Huybrechts for the Belgian crowd as well.
93. Ronny Huybrechts,
not there yet though. All well and good getting yourself into this position, it's how you finish things off.
2 good darts and it's over. Can't find it.
59.
But Luke Humphries, I'm not even sure he's going to get a dart at the double because the trebles have looked razor thin.
No, and he won't.
93.
Found a treble ironically with his last dart, but it was too little too late, and Ronny Huybrechts 56 points away from a place in the second round of the Belgian Darts Championship, and he's got opportunities at tops here. Wayward with the first, nothing wrong whatsoever with the second, and Ronny Huybrechts pulls off a big upset in the afternoon session on day 1 of the Belgian Darts Championship here in Hasselt. His previous visit on the European Tour stage over 2 years ago was a defeat by Luke Humphries, but he's exactly